is a scam.
So before set of school, uni student, working multiple 9 to 5.
This time last year I'm pretty sure I was about to start a new uni course, again trying different things because I just wasn't sure, thinking that something would figure itself out. Pretty broke, I'm not gonna lie. When I was like 13, I'd have thought like, oh my gosh, when I'm an adult I'm gonna be free, I'm gonna be doing all this, and then like you become an adult and it's not actually reality, and you're at this job that's not really serving you. I would say one of the most surprising things, I mean literally this, 2 weeks ago I was sat doing my uni hand-in. I had no idea in 2 weeks time I'd be on a plane coming to Greece to see all you girls, and like that's what's so nice as well. It's not just the community obviously connecting with other people, but also like actually meeting them as well.
Just take the action and do it. Like the only thing that's stopping you is yourself. If you can come in with a positive frame of mind of yes, I am going to be a millionaire, you will become the millionaire.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are currently in Greece, in Crete. Today I have here with me Izzy and Michelle, both inside Seta School. Izzy, start off by introducing yourself.
So I'm Izzy, or Isabel, I don't really mind. I'm 21 and I'm from Hertfordshire.
My name is Michelle, I'm 20 and I'm from West Midlands.
Okay, starting off, obviously you've been inside Seta School for a little while now. Give them a rundown of who you were beforehand.
So before set of school, uni student, working multiple 9 to 5s. I wouldn't necessarily say I was trying to make ends meet, but more so trying to create a life for myself, with an income that wasn't sustainable. Obviously there was no room for scaling the income as well. Just stuck in the 9 to 5 really, to be honest.
Yeah, what was you doing?
Working in hospitality, something that I've been doing for the past 5 years. Say to an extent it is quite degrading of self-worth, having to put up with people and so forth. So yeah.
Yeah, working in hospitality is not for the weak. I did it for like 5 months and completely cut out. I feel like it definitely takes the strong to step into it and actually persevere with it, because people are not nice.
A lot.
Okay, and Izzy, give them a rundown. Who was you before Seta School? What was you getting up to?
Well, if we're speaking a year ago today, I'm pretty sure I was actually in Ibiza. So yeah, it was very much like I was working for my next like holiday pretty much, like just to get out, working in retail, jumping from job to job because I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I was hoping one of them would serve me some sort of purpose, and it never did. This time last year I'm pretty sure I was about to start a new uni course, again trying different things because I just wasn't sure, thinking that something would figure itself out. Pretty broke, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, hoping that I would find something, but I never felt fulfilled because I was just jumping from one thing to another.
Yeah.
It was never a straight road, you know.
I think it can be difficult, especially when you know that you're made for more and you want to achieve more, but you feel like you're kind of just stuck in a rut and you just want to get out of that sort of situation, but you just don't really know where to start.
100%. And when I started my uni up in London, like it was great meeting people there, don't get me wrong, but going up on the train commuting, like everyone was so miserable in the mornings. Like everyone, it was grey, it was moody, like the train was packed, like everyone was just so depressed, and I was like, is this seriously what we were brought up to really think that we wanted? And
you are who you surround yourself with. Like if you've got miserable, moody people around you and it's dim, and like you start to feel like it, whereas being out in Greece, being around loads of other like-minded people, your spirit just goes up so much more.
100%.
Right, okay girls, I feel like everybody has a lot of insecurities, right? And especially before stepping into something new. What would you say yours two were before like stepping into Seta School in the online space?
I don't know if it counts as like an insecurity, but I suppose not having like a purpose in a way does make you feel uneasy and unsure. Like obviously you have this dream when you're little, like for example, like when I was like 13, I'd have thought like, oh my gosh, when I'm an adult I'm gonna be free, I'm gonna be doing all this, and then like you become an adult and it's not actually reality, and you're at this job that's not really serving you. So I think if that's an insecurity, I'd say not having a full purpose and like knowing that you deserve better and that you're worth more. Like
I think one of my biggest insecurities was, is this actually going to work out? Like I've been in mentorships and I've had coaches before in the past, and it's like was I being fulfilled? I wouldn't say so. So it's like going in with that investment once again, will this actually bring out the best version of me? And having been inside of Setter School, I think the community is a lot more engaged.
100%.
Everybody knows everyone. It's not a case of everyone knows everyone from before, it's everyone makes the opportunity, gets to know everyone. I'd say even outside of mentorship, people actually become friends inside Setter School.
100%.
So it's just it's a really nice community to be in.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was honestly going to say. Like, going into it, you do think, oh, can I do this? Like, and that was one of the biggest things for me, is scared that it wouldn't work out, because you are investing in yourself at the end of the day. But I also think that also, at the same time, holds you accountable. But that was, one of the main things when I joined Setter School, and I was like, right, I've got a network. I was a bit apprehensive at first. I'm like, oh, I've got to reach out to these people. But do you know what? I'm so glad I did, because I was so surprised at actually how positive and supportive everyone was. Like, even people that I thought, oh, they probably should be like, so, like, for example, if I just said, like, oh, hi, like, how long have you been in Setter School? They'd be like, how are you doing? Like, honestly, if there's anything I can help with. And that really surprised me. And honestly, that gave me the push to think, no, I can do this. And, like, I've got everyone around me, and everyone's on the same wavelength, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'd say another thing is how concerned everyone is. It's not just the case of, oh, like, I'm going to do this for myself. It's no, we're doing this for each other. It's actually being in the right frame of mind. So cracking down on those limiting beliefs and understanding that at the end of the day, we're all here to help each other. Helping each other, obviously, good things happen. A lot of good things will happen. So rather than seeing it as we're in competition with each other, it's no, if I've got something, I can help someone else with it, and
100%.
vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like literally within a couple of days, like, I'd made like some friends. Like, there's one of the girls, we were messaging, and then we're like, should we just have a FaceTime and like do some outreach together? And it was so nice, because also, like, you do just get to know each other as well. Like, and I think who you surround yourself by is who you become. So it's so important to like get to know these people and make those friendships.
Another thing, another concern that it did cross my mind, but it's not really, it didn't really weigh into my mind that much, is like the possibility of it being a scam, because you see a lot of people out there, they're kind of doing the same thing, trying to sell a course, trying to sell a mentorship, but it's that, I'd say, for other communities that I've been in, yes, it is just selling a course, selling a mentorship. Being inside Setter School, it's more like, it's not a course that you buy, it's an investment into being part of a community that does care, being able to do fun things like this, like just being in Greece, being in a villa, being in the sun, doing some work together. But it's not always just work, we can have fun as well, making friends with people, networking. These are the sort of opportunities that you just don't get everywhere else.
I feel like I've learnt more here than I have in like 8 years of school.
In actual school as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, it's and it's not just like a learning, it's also like people skills, like mindset, like there's so much more to it. But yeah, scam's a big one. I mean, I feel like because I already knew, like, I knew Alex, I knew him, and seen like, okay, this is a real person that's actually seeing real results. I think that put the sort of trust in me, which really helped. But also because, I mean, I'm also quite an impulsive person. I'm sort of like, I need to try this to see what sticks, you know. But I think it's important to try something, like, even when you're scared. Like, sometimes, as you always say, like, growth only happens when you're uncomfortable. So 100%.
One of the struggles that I faced before joining Setter School is I faced a lot of resistance, and during that time it was a case of, do I actually want to do this? Is this something I see myself investing in? Is this something that I would potentially be doing long term? Am I doing this short term? And I had a lot of questions in my mind. Obviously, coming into Setter School, I've learned a lot about mindset, and actually when you're trying to become that 2.0 version of yourself, that old version is going to try and hold you back. It's going to cause fear, it's going to cause doubt, it's going to cause anxiety. Understanding the way frequency works now, it's all low vibrational. It's keeping you away from being a higher version of yourself. So if you keep dwelling on the negatives, of course you're going to have a more negative outlook when you go on and actually go to do the thing that you're going to go and do. Essentially, it's just having that positive mindset. At the end of the day, the more positive you remain, the more consistent you remain, the more good habits you adopt, the better life gets. Like, I would say it's quite simple. But Isabel, is there any struggles or challenges you faced before finally saying yes, like this is what I'm gonna do?
I think my only concern when I was first joining was I was at my 9 to 5 whilst also completing a uni course, and I was like, how on earth am I going to juggle all this? And like, yeah, it is tough. Like, life is tough sometimes. You just got to like pursue and get through it. But I did finish my uni course, and obviously then I just had my 9 to 5, and it was still concerning for me. It's like, how am I going to juggle all this? Like, I want to give it my all because I'm somebody that doesn't want to just like
half-ass it.
Yeah. But then I saw girls inside that had done exactly the same, and it's helped them get out. And I thought, do you know what? If I'm not going to do this now, like, I'm just still going to be in the same position. And I also had a goal. Like, so my goal at the end of the year is to move to Australia. So I was like, right, I've got to do this now, because obviously where this is all remote as well, I was like, this is literally the perfect opportunity for me to start and get myself in a position that I've dreamt of being in for Australia, because that was one concern I was always having. I was thinking, what job am I going to get in Australia? Is it going to be a good job? Am I going to be paid? How long will it be until I find a job when I'm out there? Like, will there be a point that I actually, will there be a point where I've got this like accommodation in Australia and I get to a point where I can't afford it? So I thought, no, I've just got to start. And I think it's just realising like the benefits of it.
Yeah. I think another thing with appointments, well, not just appointment setting, remote sales as a whole, is there's always an opportunity. You've just got to work. Like, at the end of the day, you do have to work. You reap what you sow. Like, if you put the reps in, if you put the consistency in, every time you hear a no, you keep on going just to hear that yes. Eventually you would hear that yes, because another thing that Rihanna said to me is, what if you knew you were 15 failures away from that first ever breakthrough? Would you still fail 15 more times, or would you stop there and then? And it's just reframing your whole mindset on how you approach things, whether it's within sales, but adopting that same that same mindset into just your actual lifestyle as well. It will change the way that you are, like better habits, you feel more
Fulfilled,
cleaner, fulfilled, like all of the above.
Accomplished. I think what's so nice as well is that, like, for example, the coaches that, you know, they've done really well and everything, like when you first join, they see you all as equal. Like, even when you're at the start, they want to see you win, they want to see you do well. Like, even the people that have been in there a while, have done super well, they still care about you and achieving results. And I think that's so nice that we're all equal, and like,
there's no sort of ego with
no, there's not at all. And I think it's really humble.
Okay, Izzy, you've been inside set school for a little while now. You're at the start of your journey. What would you say is harder than what other people think, and then what would you say is like easier than what other people think?
I'd definitely say starting's hard. With anything, I think starting something is hard, because obviously that's when you've got all the questions, you're full of the unknown. Obviously you're scared, you think, what if this doesn't work out? But starting's 100% the hardest part. But once you start, and you've just got to say to yourself, like, I'm gonna do this, it's gonna work. Like, have that positive mindset, no ifs, no buts. Go into it with an open mind, and then as I would say, the easiest thing I would say is meeting people. Like, you, as someone that used to be really shy and scared, 100% meeting people, because everyone's so lovely and wants to meet you as well.
Yeah, I feel like before stepping into a community, a lot of people get scared of like the unknown, what it's going to be like, who's going to be inside. But I have heard from a lot of people, including yourself, girls, that you come in and you realise that the people inside are just so lovely. And I think that's super important, just to be able to surround yourself by like-minded people. Like, even us three were here with like maybe 8 other guys. And everyone just gets on so well. There's no sort of like ego in the way, or like people feel like they're higher or anything. Everyone's on the same level. Everyone wants to help each other. No one's like stubborn or anything. And again, yeah, I do think that's super, super important for people to understand that there is other people out there like you who have the same ambitions, who have the same sort of mindset to always want to push forward. Because I feel like when you're in your small hometown, it can be difficult to think that other people out there are like you.
Especially when you're around such limiting beliefs. And like, I would say one of the most surprising things, I mean, literally this, 2 weeks ago, I was sat doing my uni hand-in. I had no idea in 2 weeks' time I'd be on a plane coming to Greece to see all you girls. And like, that's what's so nice as well. It's not just the community, obviously connecting with other people, but also like actually meeting them as well.
Yeah.
Being around, I think there's one thing speaking to the people inside, but
Like a
it's
Zoom call.
literally a whole other thing
Yeah.
meeting you.
Like in
Yeah.
real life. And I think that's super
100%.
important why inside Set School we also do in-person events. Like as soon as we get back, I think we're hosting like a big paddle event. It's going to be really, really good. I'm going to make sure we've got Pilates there as well because I'm already good at paddle. But yeah, no, I think it's super important just to be able to surround
Super
yourself by
Yeah.
like other like-minded people and just get yourself out there a little bit more as well. There's so many more interesting new people out there than just like your normal hometown people that you've been surrounded around your whole life. And I feel like
Every single person I've met, I've learned something different from.
yeah, because
Every
everyone's on
single
their own
person.
different journey.
Yeah. Every single conversation I've had, I've learned something that I can implement into my own life.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Okay, Michelle, what would you say is like harder than what you thought and then obviously easier than what you thought?
So for me, being given the materials, given the resources, that's the easy thing to do because I can go over, I can research, I can learn, watch over videos, etc. The hardest thing for me is asking the questions.
Okay.
Because I don't necessarily like asking questions. I don't like looking dumb. And it puts me in a difficult or uncomfortable position. But it's understanding, going back to if I am seeking self-improvement, if I am looking for growth, then sometimes you do have to go through that ego death, put your pride to the side and ask those questions, because no question's ever a silly question. At the end of the day, like, no question's ever a silly question. Someone's probably asked that question before you have, and there's an answer there. So it's putting yourself out there, putting yourself, I wouldn't say in a vulnerable position, but more so an uncomfortable position where, okay, I may look a bit dumb, but it's like no one else is thinking that. The only person that's thinking that is yourself.
I think Josh said this yesterday in the mastermind, but obviously you've got all the resources, like the things you can learn, that's one thing, but the main thing you're investing in is like your guys' time. Like that's invaluable, and obviously having those questions that maybe you can't just search up, or just having that human to human connection and conversation, I think is just priceless. You can't get enough of that.
Yeah. No, 100%. Everyone has the same vehicle. It's just about like
What's
what
the
you
saying?
do with it.
Like-
It's like the Ferrari. I've asked
Yeah.
Josh. He knows what he's talking about. But it's like if everyone got given a Ferrari and like sat in it, only certain people are gonna actually put their foot down and take it with the journey, because not everyone actually takes action. Because both of you went to university. Is university overrated?
Yes, I would say so. For me, I dropped out in second year. I did something that I'm still passionate about, but for me, there was nothing that I actually learned at uni that I didn't know already. Maybe that's a specific course I did, I don't know. But if I look at, for example, this skill that we're learning here, appointment setting, do you have to go to uni for that? Absolutely not. And do you know what? People here have been more successful than anyone that I know that's gone to uni. And I think the worst part about uni is the amount of people that I know that have finished their course and can't even find a job.
Yeah.
And I think, so yeah, uni is a scam. Like, to put it bluntly, but I mean, everyone's journey is different. Like, you know, it depends what you want to achieve from life. Like, you know, who am I to say you can't do uni or whatever? Like, it's a personal journey, but yeah.
I think for me, for a lot of people, a lot of kids that do go to school and like sixth form, college, uni's like the next step.
Yeah.
And that's what we get taught. But obviously it's understanding that what you don't get taught in school is what's most valuable in actual life. Uni, a scam, I'd say it's more overrated than it is a scam. At the end of the day, it does bring some value. It does bring some networking opportunities. Depending on what you want to do, how do you measure your success? That ultimately goes back to what are you trying to settle for. Like me doing law at university, it's a respected degree, but is it going to give me the success that I want, which not only is monetarily, but it's also freedom, having the opportunity to work when I want, how I want, whatever time I want. Obviously, to some degree, every job has some hours that you've got to spend doing deep work, but it's like, can I still enjoy other things whilst I'm doing said couple hours during the day? Another thing is, like, especially in uni now, it's like training contracts. It's like, it's not just getting the degree, it's what you're doing alongside getting the degree. After you get your degree, are you going to go in and do another, let's say, master's or whatnot? So it longs out the process of actually getting to the stage where you're doing the work that you want to do and living that life that you want to live. And if you keep delaying the time between taking the action, you're never going to get to it. So sometimes you just have to walk away from it and understand, like, if I want this life and I want this now, and I see all these people living this sort of lifestyle at a very young age, I want to know how they did it. I want to know how to get there, and I'm determined to ultimately just do it, even when it seems like it might not work out. Because 9 times out of 10 that it might actually work out. And like, even just the slightest bit of evidence, being out here in Greece and like meeting all these people, I wouldn't have done that if I was still at uni. Like, I put my faith into it, and took another leap of faith as well, and decided to come out here, network, and at the end of the day, like, I haven't seen no negatives come out of it. It's only been pros, zero cons. So
I think that's the thing as well. Like, I would definitely say, like, never like regret anything. Like, for me, I remember, do you know what, I think it was a conversation I had with Alex, and I said, like, oh, I sort of regret going to uni, and he said, and it's stuck with me since, like, you shouldn't live with regret, because in that moment you did what you thought was right. And I've still learned something from it. Yeah, maybe not in terms of the actual course, but like, I lived on my own, I met people, obviously you make new conversations with people, so you still put yourself in a position. Yeah, of course. So I think it's still an experience, and as you say, everyone's journey and destination and goal is different, so it's whatever works for you.
Yeah. No, I love that. Okay, right, the next one is the 9-to-5 life secure. Now, I feel like this is a debate that's been going about in the online space. You either work online and, you know, you step into like remote income, or people like the 9-to-5 life because they see it as secure. So what's your girl's take?
From my experience, just to put it into perspective, secure, I mean, yeah, it's very safe. Like, if you want a safe life where there's no risks, then yeah, but for me, without risk, there's no growth. And like, for example, recently minimum wage went up, so, and as a manager, I then had a conversation with someone else in my work, and I was like, look, is it alright if my pay can be reviewed, because it's a bit ridiculous now that my hourly wage is pretty much minimum wage as a manager now. And I was told, like, yeah, but you're gonna have to wait till September. Why should I be waiting for, what, a 50p pay rise? So like, yeah, it's safe, but it wasn't fulfilling me, and it wasn't allowing me to do the things I want to do.
I think for me it was reframing how the 9-to-5 actually works. At the end of the day, you work several hours of the day, and you're limited to, I don't know, minimum wage, £12-13 an hour. Is my hours really worth that time, having put in all that effort? And my level of performance, like, I don't do a half day, I'm always putting my 100% in. It was reframing that to, if I could put 100% in and actually get paid for my effort, rather than being paid for by a base pay that my managers decided, whilst even framing it from the mind of, whilst you're in, let's say, hospitality, you're upselling to customers, you're generating, because at the end of the day, that's exactly what appointment setting and sales is. You're generating those sales for the business is making X amount of money, whilst you're stuck on £12 an hour and you've just generated that much for them. So being completely commission based allows you to put that effort in, allows you to get your little piece of cake when you are generating those sales, because at the end of the day, you're helping a business make money, and whilst you help them, you're making yourself money as well. So
what would you say to someone then who's very complacent on their salary and scared of stepping into like the commission lifestyle?
If you're complacent on your salary, you're never going to get more than what you want because you're too comfortable in that position of, I don't know, I make 2,000, 3,000 a month. If you're making 2,000, 3,000 a month, like you probably won't be seeing that 10k, that 20k a month because you're not willing to step outside of, I'm not happy with 2k a month. I want to now work even harder, or maybe find an alternative that might bring in more. Ultimately, like, complacency is just being comfortable. If you're comfortable with the life that you have, how are you going to expect a better one?
Yeah.
You genuinely have to like have so much self-worth to understand that the life that you're living is not the life that you want. And if you can dream the picture of, oh, I want to be this person that travels all the time, gets to make money off my phone, don't actually have to go into a in-person job, then be it. Just take the action and do it. Like, the only thing that's stopping you is yourself. Like, if you want to be a millionaire every single day that you live comfortable with whatever wage you are on, you're never going to be that millionaire. You have to be so tired of it, so sick of it, to the point where you actually put the effort, you make the change. And once you start making the change, you attract what you are, you'll have it. Manifesting it, visualizing it, meditating on it, it really does all go back to mindset as well. I think if you can come in with a positive frame of mind of, yes, I am going to be a millionaire, you will become the millionaire.
Right, okay guys, that sort of brings this video to an end. I feel like we've had a good old chat about sales, mindset, etc. But I do have one big question left for the both of you. Obviously, you girls have been out here for a few days now. You've flown out to Greece. None of you have done anything like this before, right? Just stepped out of your comfort zone and flown to me. I mean, you went to Australia, right? You met new people.
Yeah, I did that. But I feel like this was slightly different because
It's more work related.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say is like your biggest takeaway from this experience? I know we've got a couple of days left, but what's the biggest thing that you're going to be taking home with you?
I mean, I feel like people say this, but like to actually implement it and understand it, but just keep going. Like, even when it gets hard, you feel like, okay, this has been a bit rubbish, like I'm not good at this or anything, just keep going. Like, you're going to see results, because as I was saying earlier, like, it's one thing speaking to someone over the phone, but actually meeting you guys and seeing these people have actually done it, so why can't I?
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
I think my biggest takeaway is your environment does matter. Environment matters a lot. Like, let's say if I was flying out to Greece with some of the old friends that I might have had, it probably wouldn't be the same levels of productivity.
I'll probably still be asleep now.
Like, it's surrounded yourself with good people, and ultimately being in such a nice environment, the sun's out, everybody's super, super grateful for the opportunity. So it's just overall really, really good vibes. Like, I'm with the good vibes. Like, everybody's still making money, everybody's still like, life still goes on. So it's really about having that balance. It's having that regulation. And like, you can be, what's the word? You can be very prosperous by not doing too much, but at the same time putting as much effort. You don't have to spend all those hours at the job and like saving up your last bit of money to go on that holiday. You can go on that holiday and still do work and still do that stuff. But it's having that balance, and ultimately having that balance makes you a happier person. I've noticed a lot of people that are stuck in their 9-to-5s, they only feel happy when they're out on holiday, not when they're working. If you can have fun whilst you work.
Right guys, I mean, it is currently about 40 degrees outside, so we are absolutely dying, so I'm going to wrap this video up. However, if you want to be like Izzy and Michelle, you know, stepping out of your comfort zone, you know that you're made for more, you know that, that 9-to-5 life is holding you back, I'm going to be popping either possibly on the screen or down below my Instagram. Shoot me over a message. We can get you booked in for a call with someone on the team. See if you're a good fit for what we have going on inside Set School. But other than that, I'll look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.